Well, hi everyone, and welcome to a series of interviews for Open Conference. My name is Matina Tsavli, and I am in the organizing committee of Open. This year, Open will be held at Megaron, Athens venue with physical attendance at the 2nd and 3rd of December, but there are also remote tickets available for the people who might be joining from abroad. Today, I have the pleasure to have with me Mohamed Wali, who is an architect, a solution architect in Amazon Web Services, and he will talk to us about his upcoming speech in OpenConf. Hi, Mohamed, and welcome.
Hi, Matina. Thank you for having me today.
It's our pleasure to have you. So we observed that a vast increase that customers want to integrate with cloud architectures. The things that I would like to ask to you today, as a solution architect for Amazon Web Services, why are your customers asking to adopt cloud? Is it a matter of resilience, scalability?
All right. So actually, there are 5 reasons companies, either a startup, enterprise, or even a government agency, are moving so quickly to the AWS cloud. The first one is agility. So, for example, if we're talking about AWS cloud, it would let you quickly spin up resources as you need them, deploying hundreds or even thousands of servers in a matter of minutes. This actually means you can very quickly develop and roll out new applications. And it means your teams as well can experiment and innovate more quickly and frequently. In case any experiment fails, no worries, because you can always deprovision those resources without any risk. And we do have many references actually for customers who already managed to do that and utilize the agility in a good way, which you can find on the case studies website of Amazon. The second reason is cost savings, where AWS would allow you to trade your capital expense for variable expense and only pay for IT as you consume it. And the variable expense would be actually much lower than what you can do for your companies because of AWS's economies of scale. For example, Dow Jones, the stock market index, has estimated that migrating its data centers to AWS will contribute to a global savings of $100 million in infrastructure costs. The third reason is elasticity. So when it comes to on-premises environments, customers tend to over-provision to ensure that they have enough capacity to handle their business operations at the peak level of activity. But with the cloud, you can actually provision the amount of resources you can that you actually need, knowing that you can instantly scale up or down along with the needs of your business, which also reduces cost and improves your ability to meet your users' demands. The fourth reason is that cloud allows you to innovate faster because you can focus your highly valuable IT resources on developing applications that differentiate your business and transform customer experiences instead of the undifferentiated heavy lifting of managing infrastructure and data center. And last but not least, the global footprint that we do have. So we do have a global infrastructure. We have gone ahead and done the legwork of deploying the infrastructure around the world. So now customers can actually just take their existing workloads within a certain region and then migrate it to the closest regions to their customers, providing them with a lower latency, higher availability, and all of that would be actually in just few clicks. And overall, it provides a better customer experience for their end users.
Okay, well, that sounds very interesting. But two more questions pop on my head right now listening to you. The first is, what about security? Where is it in the picture?
So security is the top priority at AWS. AWS has been architected to be the most flexible and secure cloud computing environment available today. Our core infrastructure is built to satisfy the security requirements for military, global banks, and other high sensitivity organizations. So AWS uses the same secure hardware and software to build and operate each of our regions. And our service offerings and associated supply chains are actually vetted and accepted as secure enough for top secret workloads, which benefits all of our customers globally. This is actually backed by a deep set of cloud security tools with over 300 security, compliance, and governance services and key features. Also, AWS supports over 98 security standards and compliance certifications, more than any other offering, including PCI, DSS, HIP High-Tech, FedRAMP, GDPR, and much others, helping satisfy compliance requirements for virtually every agency around the globe. We also do have a shared responsibility model with the customer. So AWS manages and controls the components from the host operating system and the virtualization layer down to the physical security of the facilities in which our services operate. And on the other side, AWS customers are responsible for building secure applications. But it doesn't have to be a single journey by the customer to build their own secure applications. We actually do provide a wide variety of best practice documents, encryption tools, and other guidance our customers can leverage in delivering application-level security measures. In addition to that, AWS partners also do offer hundreds of tools and features to help the customers to meet their security objectives, ranging from network security, configuration management, access control, and data encryption.
Wow, that sounds very, very secure. And the second question I had for you, you mentioned that you do integrations for customers. One small organization, let's say with approximately 50 people, should they also move to cloud?
Absolutely. I mean, with all of the benefits I just mentioned earlier, and also the fact that such a small organization with a very limited, highly valuable IT resources should be spending more time focusing on innovating for their customers instead of taking the responsibility of the undifferentiated heavy lifting. And actually, I can refer to a good example of that is Deliveroo, which actually manages over 160,000 of restaurants in 800 cities across Europe and Asia. At the early on of their stages, they experienced an exponential growth to meet the demand of their customers. And they moved to AWS Cloud, which helped them a lot throughout the journey by helping them in their cost reduction, meeting their customers' demand, utilizing actually even the managed services such as AWS data analytics and machine learning services to provide customer personalized experience and for the riders as well. My point is, just in case your startup at some point even is about to scale, you are in the right place. You don't have to worry about it because we are virtually unlimited with providing you with tons of services. We do have over 200 services and features at the time being, and we keep expanding.
Oh, that sounds great. And now I'd like to talk a bit about you. So, due to the pandemic, the last 2 years, everyone switched to work from home or become digital nomads. Can you tell us your experience regarding that? Have you been working from home or have you been working from the offices?
So during COVID, I have been working from home, either internally or externally with our customers. So that has been totally virtual. Just recently, I started to work on hybrid mode, sometimes from the office, sometimes from home. Sometimes I even visit customers on site. So it's quite hybrid at this stage, at least for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, why did you start a career in IT engineering? Can you tell us a few things about that?
All right. So, well, I studied computer science mainly because of my passion for technology. I have been genuinely interested in technology, particularly how quickly technology is advancing. And due to that interest and my passion about it, I have high job satisfaction even now and great long-term prospects for my career growth. So yeah, it's all actually started with my interest in the field, and luckily it reflected on my satisfaction with my job and focusing on my career growth as well.
And what advice would you give to someone who started now his career in IT?
Well, we are actually in the midst of a tectonic shift to the cloud. So we do have some customers are moving from on-premises to the cloud, many of them actually, and it has a great potential for growth, offering more services, more technologies. So I can imagine it might be a bit challenging for new starters if they just looked at the cloud, finding too many services that they might need to work with. So they really don't need to be familiar with every single service we do have, especially at the beginning of their career. So instead, what they can do is to focus on learning what the cloud really is and what kind of services it offers. A good start for that would be especially in AWS certifications, would be the AWS Cloud Foundation certificate, which actually covers the core concepts of the clouds, different services that we do have, the terminologies. And yeah, from there, actually, they can start growing, learning more. We do have, actually, when it comes to certificates, we do have different levels, starting from foundation. But afterwards, we do have an associate level where they can learn about, if they would like, for example, to apply their code capabilities to run their applications onto AWS Cloud, they can work with or study the AWS Developer Associate Certificate. If they are more into the architect career path, they can focus into the architect associate architect certificate, and so on. And as long as you grow, we do even have more specialized certificates, as in for networking or DevOps or others.
Okay, so there is a great variety of different paths that someone new can take. Let me go to the last question. In the upcoming conference on the 2nd, if I'm not mistaken, of December, you will be talking about Amazon EKS security best practices. Can you
Yes,
tell us a bit about your upcoming speech?
absolutely. So Amazon Elastic Kubernetes Service, Amazon EKS, is actually a managed service that you can use to run Kubernetes, one of the favorite container orchestration tools on AWS, without needing to install, operate, and maintain your own Kubernetes control planes or nodes. So this session would be very security oriented, and there are several security best practice areas that I'm going to cover throughout this session, such as identity and access management, how do you secure your pods, your image that you'd be using to run your containers on AKS, your runtime, your network, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's in a nutshell what my session is going to be about.
That sounds very interesting. Looking forward to listen to it live.
Absolutely.
So at this point, I would like to thank you very much for this interview. It is our pleasure to have you in Open Conference this year.
Really would like to thank you for having me in this call today.
We were thrilled that you applied to our RFPs. Goodbye.